What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nyma. So today I got this really simple, quick, easy look for you guys. I wanted something that is matte because when I think fall, I think deeper colors, I think matte, I think just like flawlessness, and that is exactly what this look is today. I'm going to be showing you guys this look. I actually use a bunch of products from Nars today, especially their soft matte complete foundation. So today's video is also in sponsorship with Nars, and I'm showing you guys this baby again. This is not the first time y'all see me feature this foundation on my channel. And look at, there's no reason why I'm wearing a matte foundation and I still look like me. Like, you guys will hear a little bit more about it because I usually typically stay away from matte foundations, but this one, All right, so if you guys want to see how I got this look with all these different products, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, first things first, we've got the skin all nice and prepped. My skin actually looks really good right now, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm gonna use the Nars Soft Matte Primer. This primer, you guys, okay. So when I first tried this primer, I was like, I don't know, because I really don't like matte primers. Like, I don't want my skin to be too dry. You guys know I'm glowy queen. I love my skin being hydrated, but just like the soft matte foundation, it gives you a nice, natural, velvety, smooth finish. It really helps with, like, I don't have much texture right now. Like I said, my skin is actually doing really well. But when I do have, like, really bad, like, my texture, the way that I describe texture on myself, it's right here. So my pores can actually look a little bit big just right here when my skin is not, like, happy. But I really love the way that this feels on the skin. It really helps to kind of just, like, diffuse it, make it really nice and soft. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Helps smooth, blur, all that good stuff that you want a primer to do. So now that we're all nice and primed, I'm gonna actually color correct today. I'm gonna be using the Nars Radiant Creamy Color Corrector. This is what it looks like right here. I have it in the shade Deep, and I'm just gonna hit just right underneath my eyes right here. You guys see that color? I was wowed when I saw this color. Normally color correctors for deeper skin tones don't really pack this much pigment, number one. And then number two, especially liquid color correctors, because this is a liquid. I can use a cream or a stick a lot better than I use a liquid. So, and I've got a weird little bump right here on my chin that just won't go away. So I'm gonna try and cover that. So this is just gonna kind of help neutralize some of the slight darkness that I have underneath my eyes, kind of just balance everything out. So that when I go in with the foundation, I won't have to go too heavy, especially with concealer. And I'm kind of just blending this in like eye cream, but you guys see how this is gonna look so good here in a second. I always have to add extra product up here on my mouth, around my mouth area, because once everything is all said and done, that's where you can see most of my slight amount of hyperpigmentation. I know some people have a lot more hyperpigmentation than I do, but it's these areas where you're gonna see it the most from me. I like the way that that just did its job, came, checked in, and said, I'm done. This is what I'm here for. I did it. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation. Y'all have heard me rave about the finish of this foundation. Like, when I first tried it, I was like, what? How does it, for a matte foundation to look so natural on me, especially someone that has dry skin, it just matte. Me and matte normally do not mix, but soft matte, it came through. So I am using the shade, Molly in Deep 6. Now this shade is actually a closer match to my chest. So I'm gonna actually show you guys a different way that I've actually been using it since the last time I got it. I am going to take just a little bit on the back of my hand here. This is gonna also help warm up the product and help make it like a little bit more easier to blend and just like sink into the skin a lot better. So I'm taking that shade right there. If you guys can see, I'm gonna start in the center of my face here. I'm not gonna go up too far, too close underneath the eyes. I'm gonna start here with my fingers, and I'm just gonna start like blending that in right there. Start again right here. Start just blending that in with my fingers. I did not use much at all because this foundation is full coverage, and A little goes a long way. So I'm just putting that in the center of my face. And I'm gonna take my sponge and just start blending that out. And I'm focusing on covering the center of my face because, like I said, this foundation is a closer match to my chest than my face. So the way that I balance these out normally is I put the lighter product in the center of my face and then diffuse it out. So you see how on my forehead it's diffusing out? That's exactly what I want, okay? Because this foundation, the finish on this foundation is exquisite. Like I said, me and Matt are not friends normally. As a dry skin girl, I am just not down for that. And especially in the winter months, like, you know, in the fall, it is starting to get a little bit colder. My skin starts to get a little bit drier. So me and matte foundations normally don't work, but the fact that this foundation is so lightweight and so breathable is amazing. Now, do I want Nars to hook it up with another shade or two, maybe even 3 on the back end? I would love to see that. But like I said, for the finish of this foundation, it's everything for me. A little bit more, just to even out everything. Now my under eyes still look a little red because of that color corrector, but don't worry, I got concealer on deck coming up next. How am I getting such a good glow from a matte foundation? It gets even better throughout the day. I actually wore this to the dog park. I wore it for the full 16 hours that it says you can wear it for, and it got better throughout the day. I didn't understand that. It actually has these powder particles that help absorb oil, so when I normally get shiny right here, it helped to control some of that shine for me. So you guys see how we're getting a little bit of that balance back. I'm gonna go in now with contour, and I'm just gonna use that to kind of just define my forehead, my face, give me a little chisel. And also, like I was saying, since this foundation, although it still, like I said, gives me a really nice glow still, I love the fact that it's matte, you know? I can still wear it with a mask and not feel like I'm gonna be transferring every single drop of makeup on my face. I don't really like to be flat, and I think that's really my biggest thing with matte foundations is they make me look too flat, and it just doesn't work. My skin naturally shines and glows on its own. So if I have this flat matte face that doesn't look like it's giving me any life, that's normally why I stay away from matte foundations. But this foundation in particular, the finish and the way that it just looks like Facetune in a bottle is right up my alley. All right, so now for concealer, I'm gonna use the Nars Soft Matte Dark Coffee Concealer, which is the same shade that I wear in the Radiant Creamy Concealer that I also like too. But for this one, since this foundation already gives me such a good amount of coverage, I don't really need to use too much. I already feel pretty confident with where I'm at right now, where I'm highlighted and where I'm contoured. I just want to make sure I touch underneath my eyes and get that completely covered. And sometimes with liquid concealers, they don't have as much coverage as a cream concealer. Pop a little bit underneath here. Okay, so now to set underneath my eyes, I'm gonna use the Nars Sunstone Light Reflecting Powder. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna use a little bit of a matte. I'm just gonna use, I hate when I do that. I'm just gonna use a little bit. Let's just leave it there. And to set right underneath my eyes, because I don't really need to set too much anywhere else because this foundation sets itself. The foundation and concealer do a really good job of setting themselves, so I don't really need to do too much overly setting with this. But I do need to set underneath my eyes because they will crease. I am a creaser. I have fine lines right underneath my eyes, and they will let me know that I did not set my under eyes. I'm gonna just lightly hit everything on the outside, on the outer part of my face with my bronzer. All right, So, y'all, this base, this foundation, it just looks so good already. Cannot tell me I have on a matte foundation. Not with this coming through. Alrighty, so brows are on. We're back. I'm gonna start with the eyes. I'm gonna use this palette. This is the Nars Suede Voyager eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna use one shade in here that I think is gonna look, actually two shades in here that I think are gonna look really pretty. I'm gonna use this shade right here, and then this brown shade, the shimmery brown shade on top of it. Mini kind of like blown out wing effect here at the end. Okay, so I'm taking this shade again, like I said, that shade, and I'm just putting a little bit of that right in the inner corner. Very much so like my kind of look. I just did a baby wing. For my lips, I'm just gonna go nude. So I just put my Dose of Colors collab on there and I shared it out with my finger. I'm going to put some of this Nars Wicked Ways Afterglow Lip Balm on top of it. Yeah. And how could I forget? This is not a Nyma Tang Nars video without Exhibit A. I am thoroughly obsessed with Exhibit A. How did I almost forget blush? Like, who am I? Now, this is a matte look I can get down with. I look this good, this beat, this fast. I'm obsessed with the way that this looks. I love everything about this look. I love how lightweight it feels. I could probably put on lashes. I really don't feel the need to because my eyes look amazing on their own right now. I love it. I love it. So that is pretty much it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys tried this foundation, and if you haven't, why? Because you're missing out. Look at this. Look at this. Everything just blended together so nice and smooth. I really love the way that this looks. Thank you again to Nars for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Lots of love, and I will see you guys next time.